Day 2, Mars in opposition to Uranus. This is a really big and dynamic energetic. You're probably feeling it in various ways in your life. Mars is a relatively slow moving planet and it takes Mars 2 days to discharge a degree. So that is why this is a 2-day activation that we are closing out today as we head into our full moon that will be happening overnight. So more energy that is really trying to break us out of restrictions in really big ways. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. What's today? Today is Thursday, November 18th, 2021. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. Same energies carrying over from yesterday, you guys, because we still have this same aspect in effect. Although yesterday we had the moon coming into an exact conjunction with Uranus for this opposition. Today the moon has moved out of conjunction with Uranus in opposition to Mars, but is still in Taurus, and moving towards and through the end of Taurus will therefore be making a square to Jupiter and a trine to Pluto. So we have Jupiter and Pluto being pulled into this game today. The moon is making some additional aspects as it moves towards opposition with the sun and then heads on to conjunct the north and the south nodes, which will bring us our full moon when the moon is opposite the sun, and then our eclipse when the moon comes to conjunct the north node and oppose the south node. And again, that is going to be happening overnight tonight as we head into tomorrow around 4 a.m. I believe that is when the full moon will be exact. So very interesting energetics. We also have some very interesting symbolism that is being brought to us by the Sabian symbols today and the placements, the exact degrees of the planet. So we'll talk about that as well. But just to get this started, let's talk about the placement of the sun and the earth today for day 2 of Mars opposing Uranus. This is just telling us, in the greater context, what is going on with this activation. And 27 degrees of Scorpio, that is the placement of the sun today. 27 Scorpio, the Sabian symbol of that degree, or that degree described in a picture form, so we just have a better idea of how that particular energetic discharges, resonates, operates, is a military band marches noisily through the city streets. Now, this is interesting placement for the sun today when we have Mars in opposition to Uranus still, because this is a very Mars-oriented degree. First of all, Mars rules the military, and marching noisily through the city streets, this is a Mars descriptive energy. Like, this energy describes how Mars energy operates as well. So this degree that the sun is discharging today is very Mars in nature, and to me is pointing to Mars in opposition to Uranus. This is also, it's interesting because, like I said, the military is ruled by Mars, and we could see some shocks and surprises or rebellion in relation to the military in some type of a way. Or it could be some type of revelation or shocking event involving the military. This is also things being on display, causing a scene, like some type of show or some type of a performance. All might be themes that are relevant today in terms of the Mars-Uranus opposition, because this degree is so specifically talking about Mars. We are in the Scorpio cycle ruled by Mars. Mars is in opposition to Uranus today as we move to the full moon that will be in Taurus and Scorpio, Mars and Venus. We'll talk about Venus today as well. But these themes may come up in the context of Uranus, especially since we have the sun at this place discharging this degree today. Shows of force as well may also be a common occurrence under these energetics, with this specific placement of the sun being activated for the energetics right now, this Mars-Uranus opposition. Now, the degree of the earth today, 27 degrees of Taurus. That Sabian symbol is an old Indian woman selling beads and trinkets. And to me, when this energetic is activated, it's sort of like on the ground in the state of things on earth. We're looking at and examining and making the most really out of what we have to give, sharing our gifts with others, recognizing our inner value and the value that we have to create and to produce and to share and to give with others. So it's like, despite what may be going on right now, it is still sort of like triggering within us this desire to like really become resourceful and to figure out what we have within ourselves that we can create and generate some type of value out of. And really, this is a very Aquarian degree, in my opinion, because it really is talking about cultivating the truth of your authentic inner value and knowing how to use those resources to create some type of abundance or to provide some type of value from which you receive value in return. So, the earth being at this degree today to me is saying that yes, we actually are thinking that we may have to become more resourceful in terms of our lives and in terms of how we use and tap into our own personal resources to create and generate value in our lives. Internal value extrapolated outwards, I'm kind of seeing with this degree, which really is what all the energetics this year have been trying to push us into. So interesting placements of the sun and the earth for day 2 of this very significant opposition that is really, I feel like, having a very transformative effect on our frequency bodies, our like the resonances, the frequencies that are changing right now and elevating us into this age of Aquarian paradigm that is incoming at the moment. That's really what all of this is ultimately about, is helping us to make some really fundamental vibrational changes and break out of a lot of past ways of doing things so that we can open up to begin to embrace and resonate with the new frequencies coming in that call for liberation, personal truth, authenticity, and the cultivation of the inner value and the inner resources that we hold inside. Very interesting placements in the context. So, we also have Mars and Uranus, 13 degrees of Taurus and Scorpio, same as yesterday. Mars at 13 Scorpio, an inventor performs a laboratory experiment. Uranus at 13 Taurus, a porter carrying a mountain of heavy baggage. If you missed my report yesterday, you probably definitely want to check that one out too, because I really broke down the specifics of the Mars-Uranus activation, and especially at these degrees. But generally, just to reiterate what I said about Mars and Uranus from yesterday at these degrees, this is all about letting go of some baggage that's been slowing us down and blocking our progress so we can reinvent ourselves. And this may be happening in some very sudden, shocking, and surprising ways with these energetics in effect. The moon, like I said, you guys, today is still in Taurus and is still activating Uranus by sign placement, although it's not in conjunction anymore. Yesterday was really the height of this aspect because we had the moon in conjunction to Uranus in opposition to Mars as well. But the moon has moved on, is still in Taurus today, and is this brings up themes of Venus, okay? Because Venus is the ruler of Taurus. And with the moon and Uranus both in Taurus right now in opposition to Mars, this is bringing up the position of Venus, the degree of Venus, and Venus and her position right now is actually making aspects to both Mars and Uranus while the moon is in Taurus, speaking about Venus. Venus today is at 12 degrees of Capricorn. That Sabian symbol is a student of nature, lecturing, revealing little known aspects of life. So, again, this is still talking about revelations with Venus in Capricorn. And this could, because Venus is in Capricorn right now, while the moon is in Taurus, Uranus is in Taurus, and Venus is making almost an exact aspect. There's only 1 degree orb off between the sextile from Venus and Mars right now and also the trine from Venus and Uranus. They're both in earth signs. So Venus is very much activating this square as well. And in Capricorn, this could be shocks and surprises pertaining to or just things being revealed. Remember, that degree is a student of nature lecturing, revealing little known aspects of life. We could be finding some things revealed or finding some things out with Venus in Capricorn in regards to establishment, government, bosses, authorities, leadership, or financial institutions. Sudden and shocking, surprising things happening that really open our eyes to something, or some major disclosures around these themes. And also, this brings relationships in too, because Venus is making aspect to both of these planets while the moon is in her sign. So relationships could be undergoing some major awakenings and shifts and transformations with this as well. Now let's talk about the moon. The moon's placement in late Taurus today as we progress through these energetics throughout the course of the day and into the evening, as the moon is heading into direct opposition with the sun to make our full moon overnight. The moon will first square Jupiter, and then the moon will trine Pluto. And again, you guys, this is finding out the truth about things that have been hidden that impact us emotionally and internally. Also, like, it's an internal knowing and a very, very, very strong psychic energy coming through with this for sure. Also, you guys, this is just deep, profound, potentially overblown emotions about things, emotional reactions to things that happen, like just a really big, expanded, like, emotional reaction to things with the square to Jupiter is possible. But these, whatever emotional reactions or whatever we're experiencing today with this, it's actually helping us to purge, to heal, to regenerate, to transform, and to transcend on like a really deep and internal level, with it being the moon that is making these aspects. Profound and expansive inner transformation and catharsis we could definitely expect with this. And it just makes sense. Like, it's all in alignment, because how could you have all of these big shocks and surprises and sudden upheavals and changes happening without simultaneously having to go through some type of like expanded sense of emotional reaction and inner transformation and inner catharsis as part of this process? So, that is likely to be a part of the energy that we're dealing with as the day goes on today on Thursday, because so much is transpiring, so much is happening, and it's just really causing these internal shifts, transformations, purges, regenerations that need to happen now too as a result of it. So we have that also. Also, we have Mercury today. Mercury is making an exact trine to Neptune, and Mercury is also discharging a different degree right now, sort of placed in between Mars and the Sun in Scorpio. Mercury today is at 21 degrees of Scorpio. Obeying his conscience, a soldier resists orders. Again, you guys, with the and Mercury actually also over the next couple days is going to be moving in and making a square to Jupiter and a sextile to Pluto as well. So Mercury is going to be, our minds are going to be transforming and changing and purging and regenerating a lot as we move through the next few days as well. But today we have Mercury in the trine to Neptune at that specific degree. And literally, like, it's talking about a soldier. Again, this is ruled by Mars. Mercury in Scorpio, ruled by Mars. We're in a Scorpio cycle, ruled by Mars. Mars is an opposition, exact opposition to Uranus as we head into our full moon in Scorpio. Taurus, Scorpio, ruled by Mars, and Venus, who is also in almost exact aspect to Mars. So again, even the imagery that's going on in terms of how our mind is working today is aligned with this like Martian frequency, the soldier. Obeying his conscience disobeys orders. And that's another theme that has been going on, and that, I was talking about last week with Mars and square to Saturn. We might see people disobeying the commands of higher ups and following their conscience with things. And now we have Mercury, the mind, talking about that today and forming a trine to Neptune. Mercury in the trine to Neptune, this is like, again, like this very, very psychic energy. It's very sensitive energy, and it reveals things to us as well. Like, there is so much secrets revealed energy going on. Not only do we have this Mars Mercury opposition in Taurus and Scorpio, specifically talking about shocking revelations about things that have been hidden that create major upsets in our like level of comfort and stuff like that. But we're also, having the moon come into the square with Jupiter in the trine to Pluto. While we have all the Scorpio energy, that's also like very psychic energy. And then we have Mercury, the mind, making an exact trine to Neptune today. That also brings a layer of very psychic and sensitive energy, and just the ability to see through illusion. Neptune rules illusion. This is the trine by Mercury and Neptune. This is not a square where we're like more confused by things and disoriented. This is a transit that gives us the opportunity to like cognitively see through the illusions that may have been projected or what has been unclear. Intuition, spiritual connection, very strong with this. And it's amazing energy actually for the imagination phase of the manifestation process. Like the part of the manifestation process where we imprint our desires on the like invisible planes of reality so that they can take form and come through to the physical planes. Like, that is the process of manifestation. And that step of being able to really align with your wishes and your dreams and your hopes and your greatest fantasies for yourself, in alignment with your own truth, your own integrity, your own authenticity, and your own internal recognition of your own value. Like, all of this stuff help, like imagining, envisioning, imprinting, surrendering to the divine, and experiencing how it would feel if those things actually were tangibly existent in the physical world. That is a very good way to use this energy today, because it is very, very beneficial energy to help us start the process of manifesting the things that we actually want to have in our lives and aligning with them on the invisible spiritual level. Very good day for manifestation, setting intentions, and aligning with what you want your life to look like going forward. Not a good day for practical matters or logical thinking, really, but a great day for seeing through illusion, aligning mentally with our dreams. Very, very, very useful energy in the midst of what's going on, because it's almost like everything is breaking down around us. The tower is coming down with all of this Uranus energy, but we're actually being given an opportunity today to start imprinting on, like I said, the spiritual planes of reality, the invisible planes of reality, what we do want, and to really embody and feel that and kick that manifestation process out off, so that we can start attracting the things that are going to be rebuilding our tower in a much more stable, enduring, fulfilling, abundant way going forward. So we actually are being really gifted today with this aspect in the context of what's going on. And again, it also is another aspect that makes things clear to us, that helps us see through illusions, that like lifts the fog in some type of a way. So multiple energies going on today, this week, that are really helping bring clarity and see through the illusion. Again, moving into the full moon overnight, that's what the full moon does. It gives full exposure. It shows us, what we really have built, what's really going on, and gives us an opportunity to release the things that we don't want to take with us and we don't want to grow and continue to work with going forward. So this is a very idealistic energy with Mercury in the trine to Neptune today, and it's just much more right brain oriented, and it's a really good day for creative activities. So if you're feeling stuck, or if you're feeling stifled, or if you're just don't know what to do, engaging in some type of meditation or visualization or writing or just creative activities of any kind are very supported in the energy today. Overall, you guys, we may be blurring the lines a little bit today between fantasy and reality as we navigate these very, very intense and chaotic and just all over the place energies. The woo is definitely on our minds, is definitely rising and consuming some aspects of our thoughts and our minds with this today. Very, very spiritually minded, otherworldly kind of day, with a focus though on money and resources and possessions and what we've built and secrets revealed and hidden truths and that are being discovered and internal transformations and profound awakening. There's been a lot of talk over the course of this whole year in many circles about a great awakening that is occurring, a great awakening, and these energetics that we have going on this week, you guys, and right now, this is the great awakening. Uranus is the planet of great awakening. Everything being activated right now is pushing us towards that, and a part of that process is also having to be liberated from all of the things from our past selves and our past lives and our past experiences and our past paradigms that don't align with the new incoming resonances and frequencies that are starting to consume our reality as we move into this new paradigm. And it is really the time we are supposed to be breaking out of all of our subconscious programming, all of our shadow side issues, all of our toxic loops and patterning and that we participate in and attract into our lives. As a result of that, we are supposed to be healing all of our trauma, healing all of our wounds, mastering our circumstances, going through this internal process of alchemization, leaving the things that no longer resonate with us and support the ability for us to really recognize and cultivate our true inner value. Anything that is standing in the way of us activating our destiny, coming into our full potential and living our best life in alignment with God is being removed right now. And we really just need to understand that and have faith and surrender our burdens to God and know that there is a galactic fixer at play right now and divine intervention is going on. And everything that we're dealing with right now is a blessing in disguise and a silver lining. And things are chaotic and things are difficult and things are scary and there's a lot of loss. It's a death and a rebirth process, but on the other side of this, what we're moving into is going to bring so much more fulfillment, so much more purpose, so much more meaning. And it's just, this is just the process. This is where we're at. This is where we're going through. And this is what needs to happen in order for us to get there. And on that note, let's dive into the tarot cards. I asked God this morning to clarify the collective energy. What message, should I give? What is the state of humanity? Where are we at right now? And it's interesting because the first card that came out was the Devil. And I asked for another card to clarify the Devil. And the card that came out with that was the Seven of Swords. And then on the back of the deck, we had the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And this is telling me that we are actually recognizing collectively that our toxic behaviors, our toxic dynamics, the things that we've been chained to that have kept us in a state of lack and recognizing the truth of our inner value, and that have been perpetuating these self-sabotaging circumstances and situations that have been keeping us out of alignment with our truth and stealing our power. This card can have a lot of connotations and symbolizes, in many cases, stealing power. We're realizing collectively that the devil has been stealing our power. The devil is a metaphor for the toxic subconscious programming and the shadow side issues and the things that we bind ourselves to out of either a lack of consciousness or an inability to escape from for one reason or another. And we're realizing that these things that Uranus is trying to break us out of right now have really been stealing our power and keeping us in an ultimate state of lack. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This is like the self-made woman card. This is like someone who is in their full power and abundance and knows, how to practically and materially navigate the world. And this is a state of lack of abundance and stability. And it seems, this fits really well right into the energetics. It's like we are realizing collectively that we have been binding ourselves and chaining ourselves to things that have been keeping us out of our potential and stealing our power to cultivate our own resources and to become our own self-generating systems that, we tap into our own resources, our own reserves, and we use that fuel and that power there to cultivate value and generate value in what we give and what we receive in the world. And it has us in a state It's had us in a state of lack. And as a result, it also could mean that as a result of this process that is going on, we really need to have things flipped upside down so that we can break free from that, which is also represented by Mars in Scorpio and in opposition to Uranus in Taurus, which again is likely to bring financial upsets, economic upsets, problems with our material comforts, our resources, the things that we're used to having on a daily basis. So that seems pretty clear. Like the collective is recognizing that there have been forces at play that have been binding us to a state that is not necessarily helping us move forward and that is stealing our power and keeping us in a state of lack. And that is what is being rectified by the things that happened this week. Big times, historic times, you guys, historic times. And I mean, of course it makes sense because the United States is also having its Pluto return right now. And Pluto is the phoenix. Pluto is the planet that destroys things and breaks them down so that they can be built again in a much better, more evolved form. So it's all happening, you guys. We're in it right now. And now is the time. We have come to the time where I am going to draw us a synchronicity card for the day today. This is a message from Spirit, some inspiration or some guidance, whatever you're needing to, at this moment, help you in one way or another. And let's see, what God wants to whisper in our ear today. What can help us? What card is it? It's this one. So strange. I picked this card 2 days ago. I do this, there are so many cards in this deck, you guys. I keep getting the same cards coming out over and over. So change your thoughts. This is the information. This is the message. And it shall prosper, and it shall prosper in the thing for which I sent it. Isaiah 55:11. Whatever seed you plant will come back to you in its fruit. If you plant a bitter seed, you will get a bitter fruit. Sweetness will beget sweetness. Likewise, flavor your thoughts and your speech with sweetness, that you may dwell in a sweet life. Holding to your present thoughts will bring you unhappiness. And this is also, in my opinion, referencing this really great opportunity that we have today with Mercury in trine to Neptune. And like I was saying earlier, giving us this really strong opportunity today to execute and carry out the initial phases of manifestation for the next phase of our lives, and to really begin dreaming our dreams into reality and changing our thoughts in alignment with what we can, what we want to experience going forward, and not focusing our thoughts so much around the difficulties we may be facing in the moment, or what we may be losing, or what we may be afraid of at this time. And again, it's so weird because we're moving into this full moon that I said is only 1 degree off of the fixed star El Gol, which is about like losing your mind, losing your thoughts, not having your wits about you. And so again, the very clear message from God and Spirit coming in this week is to be very, very mindful of our thoughts. And when we feel ourselves slipping into this loop of negative thoughts, like cycling and perpetuating, and negative thought patterns coming up, we have to consciously grab a hold of that and consciously decide to change our thoughts and to hold images of beauty and optimism and hope and the potential for these things to come true, what we truly want in our lives. We need to hold these in our thoughts and in our mind. It's clearly an important message today, especially with Mercury in the exact trine to Neptune, aside from all of these energetics. So another very turbulent day, with all of this symbolism about the military and soldiers and stuff like that. Like, we could definitely see some type of crazy event or something happen in regards to those themes, people disobeying orders. Rebellion is a major theme right now. I mean, Mars in opposition to Uranus, like Mars does rule, like I said, military, police, and stuff like that. And we could definitely see them not go doing things according to plan, with shocks, surprises, Uranus, all of this. And generally, another thing that I wanted to tell you guys, be very, very careful with driving under these energetics, as these are like prime accident energetics. It's just how it is. So much nervous energy, so much rushing, so much impatience, so much tension, so much lack of care with things with Mars in opposition to Uranus. And also be very, very careful with water and electricity. Uranus rules electricity. Mars is in Scorpio. Water damage with electronics. I actually had that problem yesterday. When Mars was opposing Uranus. Be very, very, very careful when it comes to water, electronics, or electricity, and just generally be careful around the water at this point in time as well, with Mars in water and just all of this energy. Careful with water and electricity, careful with electricity, careful with water and electronics. So that's my words of advice on this aspect. We are making it through. Things are changing, dynamic energy, but it's a dynamic time, and we are literally transitioning energetic paradigms right now. The frequencies on Earth are changing, and everything else has to change in order to match that and go through this process. So it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Leave me comments. I absolutely love your comments. Share it with your friends if you think that they would be interested. I have a Facebook page and a Facebook group as well if you guys are interested. And come back with me tomorrow, y'all, because we have our full moon. My next video is going to be the full moon in Taurus and Scorpio, and we'll have a lot to say about that too, because the energy is really just building through that point. So another big video tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Try to stay calm, try to take care, try not to rush with things, try to keep yourself grounded, and watch out for traffic, watch out for water and electricity. See you guys tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Bye.